Oh, what's up guys, welcome back to a new video on East Coast Manga. So today I want to talk about planet tests. Now this is an interesting series. I'm not going to avoid any spoilers, but I will give my kind of review and opinion on this series. I don't know how it aligns with other people's. I haven't really paid too much attention. I talked to the Prom G about this and we had slightly similar opinions, but then there was also kind of a differing opinion over there. Without further ado, let's get right into it. I don't want to spend too much time in this video. I want it to be just kind of quick and concise. So, did I enjoy this manga? I did. I did enjoy this manga. I think Makoto Yukimura is a really great mangaka. He's the same mangaka to Vinland Saga, so if you like Vinland Saga, then you like him as a mangaka. But I'm gonna be honest with you, this manga really just made me want to read Vinland Saga even more than I did before reading this. You know, it's just, honestly, like I mentioned, I liked this manga, but I didn't fall in love with it. I thought there were certain issues where, I hate to say this, but honestly, there were certain points where it was just kind of boring, especially through the first volume. And usually manga doesn't bore me, and it didn't bore me to the point where I knew I wasn't going to finish it, because I knew I was going to finish it. I knew I was going to get all the way through, and I was just kind of hoping for the second omnibus to kind of kick a little more life into me, because there were certain points where I just kind of stopped reading and went and did something else, whereas a manga that really captivates me, like, I don't stop reading that volume or that omnibus. I finish it and then I go do something else. But this one I felt like I had to take kind of concept breaks from. And it's not a bad main story, but I mean, even the characters throughout the main story, they kind of describe how their job is kind of mundane and boring. Basically, our main character is this trash collector in space. So he has to collect debris and stuff like that, so it doesn't, you know, smash into other spaceships or, you know, crash into the Earth or the moon or whatever. But basically this manga is set into the future. I don't remember exactly how far, but far enough to where space travel is a pretty normal thing from the Earth to the moon, and our main character is essentially trying to save up enough money to buy his own spaceship and then, you know, be able to do what he wants. And in that process, he also tries to sign up for this mission to travel to Jupiter. And no one had ever traveled to Jupiter before, so basically they're trying to set up this elite team to travel to Jupiter. So the main story, I don't think it's terrible. I think, like I said, it's just a little boring. I didn't fall in love with, you know, the main character, or not that I didn't like him, but I mean, I don't know. It was just kind of a messy relationship for me. Here's the saving grace for this story, in my opinion, and the Prom G agreed with this too. It is the side stories that are actually, for me, what saves this story and what, you know, what really made me want to finish this. I actually really enjoyed the side stories more than I enjoyed the main story. Now, to be fair, the main story did get a lot more interesting within the second omnibus. I thought the first one was, I don't know, it's not as good as the second one. And then the side stories in the second one also were really, really good. The way Yukimura can portray like emotions and connections and, or like, you know, human emotions and connections, and the fact he's just a really good artist, definitely like really helped out the side stories. Honest to God, and I think this is why Vinland Saga is so good, is because I would rather see him create a manga that's not based on space, not based off some like crazy concept, like more of a manga that focuses on the human and human psyche and stuff, kind of similar to Urasawa and Monster, or Urasawa and 20th Century Boys. Just something that focuses more on the person and less on, you know, space and trying to create these concepts and stuff like that. Now, I get it. It is kind of interesting, some of the things he does point out, although I think some things are kind of outdated and we kind of know more now. Now, another point with this manga, which I absolutely cannot forget to mention, is the fact of it is a very, very high quality manga in terms of physical print, and I'll show you guys. So this right here is volume 1. It is pretty big. So it's the same size as the Viz signatures, but it's thicker and it's way heavier. Let's see if I can show you guys. So here's a little bit of the artwork for you guys, for anyone who hasn't seen this before. I don't know how well it's going to show, but basically throughout this manga you have multiple color pages. In terms of weight, the closest thing I can compare it to is The Drifting Classroom, which is a hardcover Viz book. I don't have anything else that really compares to like this weight. Like, this thing is hefty. It's way heavier than Vinland Saga. It's probably similar to like a Junji Ito hardcover, which is just nuts. And I mean, the page quality is fantastic. It's not quite as good as, say, the Full Metal Alchemist like photo pages, but it's way better than your average manga. And then the amount of color pages, I don't have any manga in my collection that has nearly as many color pages. It probably has anywhere from like 5 to 7 different sections of color pages, and then each section probably has 2 to 4 pages. So in terms of just physical quality, Dark Horse absolutely did not disappoint on this. But here's my thing. Do I think you should buy it? So it is a little expensive. It's Dark Horse. It's retails $19.99. I think you can get it cheaper off Amazon as this video is up. Now, this manga was out of print and did go back in print, so as this video is going up, I'm pretty sure they're still in print and you can buy them on Amazon or, Barnes & Nobles, wherever. But at some point in the future, knowing Dark Horse, this is going to go out of print. Do I recommend you pay resell for this manga? Honestly, I don't. Now it's depending on how much resale is. I don't know the market for what these were going for when they first went out of print, but if it's anywhere past like 40 or 50 bucks, I mean, I probably wouldn't even pay that much, but if it's anywhere past that, I really don't recommend picking these up. I don't think the story is really good enough to justify resale prices or market prices if they're going up that high per omnibus. Sometimes when it's Dark Horse, you kind of feel obligated to pay more money because it's out of print and the story must be fantastic. Well, like I've said through this review, I really enjoyed the side story, but the main story really just didn't captivate me, and I'd feel really bad if someone watched this review and later in the future watched this review and then paid out of print prices for this manga. Now, for some of you guys, it may be super interesting and you may really like it, but just because of my personal opinion and how I feel about this manga, I have to give my opinion on whether I think you should personally get it, and that's just my opinion. So after saying that, I don't want anyone coming back to this video and being like, oh, this manga sucked, or this manga wasn't super exciting, it didn't have a ton of action, and I paid $100 per omnibus for this, and whatever. Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be it for this video. I don't think I have really anything else to add. Just my personal opinion on this manga. If it's still in print and you want to pick it up, I recommend you picking it up and checking it out. I probably wouldn't get just the first one. I'd probably just go ahead and get both of them because, like I said, I did enjoy Omnibus 2 more. And yeah, this entire video was just my opinion. You may get into the first couple pages and be like, man, this thing is awesome. I love everything about it. But that's just not me. So I will catch you guys later. Peace out. Also, real quick, forgot to mention, if Yukamura and Urasawa were to collaborate on a manga, it would be unbelievable, and I cannot personally think of a better duo. I just think it would be insane. Alright, thanks.